to another show of Don't Get This Twisted. I am Rob, along with my co-host, always Tina. How you doing, Tina?
I'm doing good, Rob. How you doing?
Not too shabby.
I'm ready for
losing an hour of sleep.
Yeah, I'm ready for summer. We had a couple of really nice days, and I got to tell you, I want to be in the pool.
Yeah, we had some too until today. It was, it was nice still, but chillier than it's. Yeah, it was definitely a lot cooler. Yeah, a couple of days though, like we had some warm temperatures, and I was like, okay, I don't want this shit. Like, let's have spring. Like, I don't want to be too hot yet because
I don't think we got that as much as you did where you're at.
Yeah, it was like there was one day it was like 88 here.
Ooh.
Yeah, it was warm. Yeah, it was pretty warm. So all good though. All good. It's coming, so don't worry about it. Summer's coming.
Right, we're gonna have it.
Yeah, and it's California, so it happens sooner than later.
That's for sure.
So, I sent you a couple of topics that we're gonna have to go over. A list. I kind of cheated and I used ChatGPT to help us out. I didn't cheat. I shouldn't say that. I kind of went on and said, hey, this is kind of what we do, blah, blah, blah. What do you think some cool topics would be? And it gave me a shit ton. So
seriously, a shit ton?
Oh, no. Yeah. I only put the ones on I thought were good.
Oh,
that I liked. There's a ton more. I'll copy it and put it in our notes so you can kind of look over it as well.
Interesting.
But I thought this one was great, and then you picked it, so it was even better. I think it's kind of relative in today's day and age because dating is fucking horrible, or it can be for a lot of people. So this was things that instantly make someone unattractive or attractive. And I thought, yeah, look, we live in the day and age of swiping certain directions, and you're really basing it off looks, first of all.
For sure.
So if you make it, it's awesome. But let's say you go and date someone or go on a date. I've been on dates where I knew like 20 minutes in that I was never going to see this person again, and not in a bad way. Just we just weren't the same, right? Or they did something that would just made them unattractive. So I asked one of my friends what she thinks, and it was now, to be fair, she I'll give you a little backstory. She just broke up with somebody. Okay. So she's going through her own thing, and I just threw her like a dating question. I'm sure she was probably not the happiest, but she helped.
Okay.
So this is what she said. She said, beards, they make most men attractive.
They do?
She goes, I find big muscles unattractive.
Oh, I don't.
She said, feminine men are unattractive, which is kind of humorous. Mostly from her because she leans a little more to the left, and there's a lot more feminine type guys. She says, if you can genuinely make me laugh, I will definitely start looking at you differently, which for sure. I guess if you treat people badly or complain all the time, it's a huge turnoff.
Yes.
And I was like, all right. I thought that was kind of a good barometer of what a normal,
somebody who's hating men sort of answers. No,
but I don't think she hates men, not at all. Good. I just think that the reason that they broke up was that she was looking for something a lot more serious and maybe he wasn't. So she thought, why waste time?
Okay.
I don't think it had anything to do with them not being compatible. It was just that I think she saw a future that wasn't the same. Right.
Gotcha.
Which I think is a fair thing to do. Like mostly at like our age, it's like, look, shit or get off the pot. Like, I don't want to I don't want to fuck around. Like, I want something serious, or I want to move on.
Mm-hmm.
Assuming you're looking for that, like, it's just, I don't have time to goof off. If I want to be with somebody, I will tell you pretty straight out, like, I want to be with you. Let's do this. And if it doesn't work, then it doesn't work, but at least we tried.
Gotcha.
But,
Yeah.
so I'll start with you. We can kind of volley these things back and forth. What is like something that you find very attractive in a man?
Teeth.
Oh, wow.
I don't know.
Okay.
There's something about a nice smile that I will notice every time.
All right.
And then
I can see that.
Something that I can't stand are face tattoos.
Yeah.
Not a fan.
I'm not a fan either. But here's kind of the flip side of that for a woman. I'm not a big fan of chest tattoos.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Yeah, because I like boobs, and I want to see
you don't
your
need
boobs.
Distractions.
No, and again, don't get me wrong. Like, I've seen some very attractive women who have a chest tattoo that I would date.
Right.
But generally, it's not. It's kind of unattractive to me. You can have a full sleeve, you can have your back done, you can have all kinds of things. I'm just not a fan of chest, and obviously neck. I'm not a big fan of neck tattoos, but that's just me.
Yeah, I tried. One of my friends wants to get her neck done, and I was like, please don't. First of all, because that's all I will see on you, and it's just not. It's it's not feminine. It's very masculine. It's very off-putting. It's one of those things where, like, I don't get the warm fuzzies from somebody that has one. That's for sure.
Yeah, and look, I have a lot of tattoos.
Getting older, there's no need to make those. Yeah, and I don't think there's a reason to make all those statements at our age. Like, it's kind of, I don't know. It's not my favorite thing.
And I'm gonna sound like an old fogey, and I have 2 full sleeves and my legs done, and I have a lot of tattoos. I just still look at a neck tattoo as being very jailhouse. Like, that's a prison tattoo. And let me tell you, I follow a lot of tattoo artists on Instagram that make pretty, like, amazing neck tattoos. It's just, and again, it's just me. And I'm also in a business where, neck tattoos can be frowned upon. I will tell you, for me, what's incredibly attractive is being very feminine. And what I mean by that is like, I say this in like the nicest way possible, but like dainty and like, and that dress, you don't have to dress conservatively, because I don't think it's how you carry yourself if you don't. Like, let's say you want to wear something that is not of the norm, that most people don't like. I'll give you the example, like leather pants. I think at any age you can wear them and you can rock them. You can be feminine.
Leather pants, because nobody looks really great in them.
Oh, I totally disagree with you, but we can argue that for another day. But either way, like, I like that you can be feminine and wear pretty much anything. It's maybe that's a mix of confidence as well. Like femininity and confidence, where you like, or you can wear a sundress and look just as pretty. Like, you can just be, I don't want a girl who looks, and I don't mean this meanly, but manly. Like, and look, I've been around a lot of muscular girls, like wrestling, but most of them were still very feminine. It's how they carried themselves. They didn't put their chin up like they were. And some of them were muscular. And I mean, like, very built women, but they still carried themselves as ladies and very feminine, and still around me, they didn't come off as being like masculine. So, and I guess you need to take that however you're hearing it. But to me, I like that. I like that mix of femininity and confidence, but not overconfidence. Overconfidence can be a killer, where you see a attractive woman and she's just like,
Yeah.
she thinks she's like, knows she's hot. It's like, oof.
Mm-hmm.
There's something about that. What else for you? What else is
because I ride, I have a problem with like everything looks like you're a guy. Once you put a helmet on and your hair's in a bun, you don't look like a girl anymore. You don't look feminine. It's for me, I find that I really work hard to not look like a guy on a bike. And it's to me, it's like I don't know. I think it's more fun to see a woman do what I'm doing and know that she's a woman before her helmet comes off. Like if you're going to watch something, if you see somebody that's dressed all in black in my size, you're going to think that's a guy automatically. I'm not a small person. So I find it difficult to keep that balance.
I will agree with you. I will agree with you. Sort of. I will tell you that there's for some reason. Well, I'll tell you where I live, there seems to I see a lot of women on motorcycles over and maybe it's just the freeway because it's kind of where my freeway is there's a lot of interchanges to go to different places. Here's my thing. I agree with you. When you first see someone on a motorcycle, I generally think it's a man. Because you're right. Got a helmet on, got a jacket. Once they pass me, I can tell you it's a woman every single time. Now, this is probably because I'm a photographer and like I know a man's hips compared to a woman's hips. Regardless. Yeah. I can
get you.
I will tell you that I could probably pick 98% of the time. There's just women are built
That's
different.
True.
So, and when you're on a bike, you're straddling the seat, which makes your hips and waist way more prominent to look like a female. So, but I will agree with you
this because I really struggle with it.
Oh no, I will tell you most dudes and look, there's other things like the way your legs are shaped are different than a man's. They just are. Like no matter who you are, what size you are, the feminine figure is different than a man. Thank goodness, because I don't.
Why didn't I talk
dudes.
to you about this from the beginning? I have been struggling.
Yeah, don't struggle. Again, I think from the front, that's anybody though. You know what I mean? Like I've seen ponytails out of helmets that I thought was a girl until they drove by, and I was like, nope, that's a dude. Just because I can tell, you know.
And that's the funny thing. I've tried like curling my hair and wearing it, but by the time I get anywhere, it's so windblown. It's just one big knot. That's not cute either.
No, it's not.
So it's like you can't do that, you know.
And then and if you put it in a braid, you look like every dude because every dude puts it in a braid to keep it from doing the exact same thing you're talking about. So
and you can't do the Willie Nelson braids, or you used to call him the windy bitch. Do you remember that?
No.
Used to say
funny.
braid my hair like the windy bitch. And I'm like, the windy bitch? You mean Wendy's with two braids on either one braid on either side? And you would say yes. The Wendy's bitch. Yes.
The Wendy's
so
bitch.
I think about that still to this day. If I'm going to pull my hair on both sides and kind of braid it up, I'm like, I'm either going to look like Willie Nelson or the Wendy's bitch, according to Rob.
I mean, the Wendy's bitch is better than
this, but
the Wendy's bitch is better than looking like Willie Nelson, just so you know. Even though they're similar.
Oh yeah, for sure.
so with that in mind, like when you see other guys on a bike, what's a turn off? Like if you go to a place where you're all meeting and you see a guy, what's one of those things that like you see and you go, oh, no. Is there anything that like
just like a mess, like if he's got dirty nails or he's just messy. I mean, I love beards, and I'm starting to get into the long ones even. I'm kind of digging
Right.
it. But I see these men that are very well kempt, and they got this beard, and it looks great on them. But when somebody looks like they're just a mess and they're dirty, that's a turn off instantly.
Mm-hmm.
And smells are, for me, are a big thing. Like, if I catch a funky smell, I'm not attracted.
Right. That makes sense, though. I just think that that's a hygiene thing, you know. And here's the flip side. Some people
It's still what makes you attractive or not.
Yeah. And I don't want to say dirty smell. I don't want to, because what I'm about to say, but like a more natural smell, some people like that. Like, that's just, you know, it's how you're built. I prefer a very nice smelling girl. Like, I like perfume.
Yeah.
Just not, you know, but yeah, there's something about, you know, perfume. I remember I've had some girls that will like have left undergarments behind and sprayed it with their perfume. No, but then sprayed it with their perfume and like left it around my room. So, which I thought is like, I love that, because it's kind of like things that we did when we were like really young, you know, like the first girls you were with, and it's happened to me not too long ago, which is kind of I kind of like that. Do you know what like really is attractive to me? Voices.
What?
Girls' voices that are,
for sure.
And I don't want to say, and again, I don't mean to sound like, there was a girl who I thought was very attractive, and she had what she said was like a man's voice, and she didn't have a man's voice. Was it deeper than,
I kind of feel like that though.
Yeah, I would say it was kind of, she had a voice kind of in your range. It wasn't, you know, it wasn't like mine. It's not like really low or anything, but she thought she had a man's voice. And I was like, no, you have an attractive voice. Like you could do phone sex voice. That's the kind of voice she had. But the flip side is I really don't like mousy voices. So like, there's my, you know, you have to kind of, them voices that are like super duper high pitched. It's like nails on a chalkboard. You just want to go, please don't talk. Just look pretty.
One of my best friends has a little voice like that, but every time I hear her, I'm always so happy to hear it. So her voice does not bother me, but she's like, sorry, I can't sing because I sound horrible. And it's so funny because she can't, but I'm like, do it anyway. Who cares? But I kind of like her little voice. It makes me happy.
I'm going to give you a good 90s reference. Speaking of voices, way back in the day, and some of the people who listen to the show may have to look it up, but there was a singer named Michelet who was married to Dr. Dre. Yeah. So her voice was like a mouse. And she used to come into the Good Guys where I worked all the time. And that's the way she sounded. Yeah, all the time. Matter of fact, she knew the guys in the customer service. She would come back and say hi to all of us. She'd come up and go, hi, Rob. Hi, Eddie. Like all of us.
Funny.
Yeah, all the time. So like when she came into the store, we'd see her on the floor and we could all go up to her. And she had a huge ass bodyguard with her. And she would just talk up a storm with us. And like, she was such a nice person, but she had a voice that sounded like a mouse, like legitimately. And if you don't know who she is, look her up on the internet. Yeah. And she was tiny. Oh my God, she was tiny. She must have been 5 feet tall. Like she was little and had a little voice. But oh yeah, such a sweet lady though. Very nice, very nice. So like those are the things like and again, I don't want to say a manly voice, but voices that are a little more in the mid to low register, I just find attractive. There's something about it. There's just something about it.
Nice.
Yeah.
I think when I hear a man's voice that's really deep, that is super sexy. Yeah, there's a song, Josh Turner, Be Your Man. When I first heard that song, the first word is "baby, lock the door and turn the lights down low." But he says it in such a deep voice. It left like shivers down my spine. I remember that. Like, oh, he's got a hot voice. So,
Right.
and I wasn't looking for that. It just hit me, and I was like, oh, I like that. But it's a very deep. He has a very, very masculine voice.
Right.
Yeah, I get you. It's sexy.
That's one of those. That's one of those voices that it makes your panties drop. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I remember.
Well, they haven't, because of the age I was when I heard the song first. But
you know what I mean? Barry White.
I could see
like,
that.
If you've ever seen what Barry White looked like compared to his voice,
horrible.
He was a large
beautiful
man.
Voice. Yeah.
But man, and they said that women were that every night they had to gather the panties and bras off the stage because they would throw them at him.
That's awesome.
Yeah, dead serious, just crazy. Awesome. So just goes to show you, a deep voice will take you far, get you a lot of ladies.
Yeah.
But mostly when you're singing about love too. That guy sang about love and sex. Like, talk about a killer. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Do you know what I find super attractive in a woman? A sense of humor. And I mean like a bad sense of humor. Like super dirty, super like
a 13-year-old boy in a locker room.
Yeah, totally. That'll just say shit that makes you go, damn. Yeah, I love that shit.
Did you just say that?
Yeah, I want to be every blue moon. I want to be shocked. I want to go, whoa, man! Like, I can't believe you said that. Like, that's my favorite kind of shit. I love that, and here's my problem. Funny. I have that. I am like a 13-year-old boy still, and like I love dick jokes. I love the more offensive the better.
Well, we send some pretty raw stuff to each other on Instagram. That's what I mean. Even
so like, to me, when I see offense, a girl who will say something kind of offensive, I go, oh yeah, I like that. That's
my people.
Yeah. And when it comes out of someone that the first time that it comes out of them and you're not ready for it, it's the most amazing thing in the world. Like, yeah, like you want to go, I am so in love with you. You know what I mean? Like, oh my goodness. So to me, it's like, I like that raw humor that can find humor in other things. Like, I think as people, we don't joke about serious subjects enough to make them not be as serious. Like, I joke about death all the time because it's such a serious, like when my mom died, I made a lot of jokes that I know I made people feel uncomfortable with. And,
but you know what? It's because of how hard it is to deal with the feelings, though.
Right.
You have to do that.
It's therapeutic. And I didn't say anything that my mom wouldn't have found funny. You know what I mean? Like, I said it and I was like, damn, my mom would have kind of giggled at that. Like I've told the joke on here many times about
my
Mother's Day.
My mom would have slapped me.
Yeah, my mom would have went, oh, that was pretty bad, but funny. Because like I said, like the guys at my work, I told them that like I wasn't celebrating Mother's Day this year because I don't have a mom anymore.
Mother's Day.
And it got really quiet. And I was like, what? That shit's funny. She's dead. Like, we can't change it. Like, if I could change it, I would have, but I can't. So you have to make jokes about certain things. And they were like, and it's morbid, but morbid jokes are funny. I mean, I remember when
my dad and I were making jokes about.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to talk about like after the Challenger blew up, there was like tons of NASA jokes, way back in the day. So like, you have to make that.
They were horrible, by the way.
They were horrible, but they're funny, nonetheless. So what do you and your dad joke about?
We were joking about my mom today, just because, life is still hard for him sometimes, not having her. And so again, when things get real serious, I can't do the seriousness. It's frustrating for me because I can't be there and be serious. I have to make light of things. So we were making light of things, and I said a couple of things, and he goes, "Wow." He goes, "You talk about that, but you're dead on too. Like, you joke about it, but you're you're
Right.
dead on." And I was like, "Yeah." And he goes, "You got to do what you got to do, I guess." But there's so much energy that comes from things that are really serious, and you just don't know how to deal with it. You just don't know what to say. And I think that going to a place of humor helps get you through that. I think for me, it's definitely like a way of dealing, to process it. That's what my body goes through. Got to make
it's a
fun
coping
of
mechanism.
things. For sure. And I use that one a lot.
Yeah, me too. Here's one that like severely bothers me, and this is about everyone. Being glued to your phone. It on a date, it absolutely makes me want to poke my own eyeballs out and run.
Yeah.
And then if I'm with my friends or with a girlfriend, it like, look, you can check your phone because we all have, children or friends but at some point you have to be able to put that down and pay attention to the people that are in front of you. So that is one of my, that would turn me off of somebody instantaneously now.
I get that.
Yeah, it's a bit much for me.
I get that.
What about you? Anything else that drives you crazy about human beings?
There's so many things. Really aggressive drivers. I'm seeing a lot of in my area right now, really aggressive people. They seem to be younger guys though right now. Like, they're just running lights and running around, and that's not attractive to me at all.
So if you're in a car with somebody who's driving and they're aggressive on a date, would that be like a sign for you?
Totally wouldn't. I would be like, "You've got problems. You need to work out." Because if you get this angry and you're just in a car and it's somebody that's doing something and it's not even directed in your direction, like it's not even put at you, and you get that crazy, that would totally be a turnoff.
Yeah, I agree. I think that
people should be able to hold their mud.
Yeah, I mean, you can show them a little emotion, but you shouldn't be like, wanting to chase people down and freak out over, crazy shit. Here's one that's kind of, I think, big for a lot of people is like rudeness to waiters and or like customer service people.
Oh, that's a deal breaker. Yeah.
Yeah. And you know why? Because we're in the industry.
Well,
you're in a customer service industry. If you're going to treat
somebody right. But if you're going to be mean to somebody that's doing a job and you're going to belittle them and make them feel bad, that's not cool. Like, there are so many times when, remember I was talking about not having a refrigerator for months because we kept having to deal with customer service and
right.
Like, it was so hard for me to finally just like say something, and it wasn't even nice. I think I said, "Whose dick do I have to suck to get some help here? Because I'm clearly losing my damn mind." And then I got in trouble for saying it, but I was like, "Look, I didn't even say it with any sort of expression. It was just like, look, guys, like, right. Whose dick do I got to suck to get some work done here?" But I did end up yelling at one person, but it took I was on the phone with these people 30 hours before I actually got mad and argued. So I don't think it's that type of situation. I think it's more like, "Oh, you didn't bring me my ketchup, bitch," or "You didn't right. If I heard somebody say that to somebody, I don't care who was sitting at the table, it would be a problem.
Right. I agree.
You don't need to talk like that to people that are doing their job.
And look, waiting staff is a whole other kind of customer service because they're helping multiple people at one time. So, there's a lot to that. So to me, it's like, I wouldn't be rude to anybody because I'm in customer service and I've been yelled at multiple times. So I just don't do that. And I do my best to go, look, I get what you have a shitty job, but what can you do for me?
Yeah. You know what I find extremely sexy, and it seems to like make my ovaries go into overdrive, is a man, a really like masculine man holding a baby.
I'm
telling you, that'll make panties drop so quickly I can't even tell you.
I hear it's
there's something
common
about it.
Yeah, I heard it makes lots of women. That's like the attractive meter turned up to like 11. It's a lot. Yeah. I had a party
over here, and one of my friends, she brought her baby, and one of the guys that I was dating at the time was holding the baby, and I was like, "Oh, you got to stop!" I was turned on by that. I couldn't believe it. It was so when I don't normally get shocked very often or get caught off guard, but when he did that, I was like, "Ooh, everything's awake."
Right.
It was sexy.
I think there's a lot to be said about good parent figures at any age. I like when a woman is a good mom, right? Because I'm a single dad and I raised my son, pretty much on my own. To a degree. It is nice to see, someone who's a good mom or motherly. Now that my son's a little older, that isn't like I'm not looking for a motherly figure because my son probably won't be here in a couple of years. So I don't need that. But I will tell you in the past, it is kind of something, to look at. I think, it's important mostly if you're in the state of time where you might want to get in a serious relationship. So I would say like your mid to late 20s and early 30s, you see that you're like, oh, like this is a person who I can see a future with. So I get it.
I'm with you on
that. This is one that's on a list that I think, it's a hard one to say because like, I guess it all matters what you think or how you see things. But one of a turnoff for some people is ignorance. And I was like, well, that's kind of that's touchy. Like, what do you mean? Because like you can be really smart and not agree with me and I might not like you. You know what I mean? Where, that's not being ignorant. That's having an opinion. So I would never put that against somebody. Like, and in today's age of social media and news that's reported by, Frank down the street from his basement, it's hard to say that someone's, smart or ignorant. I will say that like a turnoff could be not knowing, with a day, I almost put my foot in the mouth. Not being on the same page, religion, politics, whatever can work. Like you can be in a relationship or a friendship with somebody. I have lots of friends that I don't agree with politically or religiously. To be fair. and I could totally be friends with them or be in a relationship with them. I've dated several girls in the past where I was a devout atheist and they weren't.
Yep.
and we made it work. So you can do that. So I ignorance is kind of a weird thing. I think that some things that can be ignorant are some of the things we've talked about, like treating people bad. That's kind of ignorant. But it's not ignorance, so I wouldn't say like, oh, that person's stupid, so I don't like them, or it makes them unattractive. You could be unattractive by, the way you laugh can make you unattractive if you don't like their laugh. You know what I mean?
Yeah, laughs are a funny thing though, because some people have really unusual ones and it takes a little getting used to. But I just like when people laugh. So if they laugh and their laugh is weird, I just kind of go with it, or I just laugh at them.
Yeah. What turns
at whatever we're laughing at.
What really kind of turns me off is overly loud people. Like
okay, I
boisterous. Like girls who are just, even men that are just overly boisterous,
looking for attention.
Yeah, that they say things loud because they want everyone to listen to them, and behind that is generally telling a story to make them look good, or they'll tell you that they're smart because they know how to do something. That shit makes me just want to fucking punch people in the dick. It like bothers the shit out of me. It's like, and I don't care that you tell me that you've done something and you know how to do it and you're proud of that. I think that's awesome. But you don't have to be, you don't have to talk above everyone to do it. So that overly loud, and then heaven forbid you add a shit ton of alcohol and then they become, a screaming banshee. And I've seen, and this is both sexes.
Alcohol makes everybody loud.
It does, but
it really does.
It's a different kind of loud when you're this boisterous, overconfident asshole. And you just like, I've seen dudes in bars where you're like, this guy's going to get killed tonight because he's going to stand up and someone's going to beat his face into the ground because he can't shut up. Or I've been with women when I didn't drink and I went to bars with them, and it made me just want to jump off the top of the building. You're just like, you're not funny. So those are things like, it's rough. It's rough. Again, even if, so like, that's kind of a turnoff if I meet somebody and they're already insanely loud. I'm like, okay. Because it's one of those things with,
it's only going to get worse.
Yeah. Or can I do this forever? Those are the things where you're dealing with friendships and or relationships where the things we're talking about, they're easy when there's someone else's friend. Right. And even that makes me not want to go out with people. You're like, oh, they're coming.
I'm with you. You know what I have a problem with is somebody who there's always one in the group who has to take a shit ton of selfies. Selfies don't do that for me at all.
Yeah. Agree.
Selfies just kill it.
Yeah. And look, I'm okay with documenting your visit, but it doesn't have to be 400 times.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or taking pictures of your food. That's another one.
That just pisses me off anyway. It's like nobody wants to see what you're eating.
But we've made people internet people now. Like everyone's an influencer.
For sure.
Or a model.
Right. I have seen,
So,
you know, what's funny is you guys have talked about, or several people in my life have talked about women that are like really risque or doing stuff on social media. And I'm like, I never see that. So I have a cousin that's starting to put stuff up. So I see it because I'm his cousin. And I'm like, holy shit. I didn't even know they put stuff like this
oh
on
yeah.
like Instagram or TikTok, whatever he was using. And I was going, oh, that's what now I get it. Because, you know, I see a bunch of cat videos and like, you know, some self-help stuff or some really bad jokes that you shouldn't send anybody. But that's about what I get on my feed. So when I saw what he was posting, I was like, there is a world that I don't know about here.
It's true.
But it was funny to see what he was doing. But I think that that's also a turnoff when you're seeing a person like put themselves out there as if they've got no sort of I don't know. They just seem like they just want to put it all out there. I'm kind of a little bit into exclusivity. I don't want to see somebody that's out there for everybody. That's
correct.
Not what I look for. So that's one of the things that I don't like also.
Look, there's something, and look, I will tell you that I take pictures of a lot of people, or did. I haven't really done it in a while, and you know, I've taken personal pictures, like risque pictures for people, and they will never see the light of day because the person that I took them for isn't like that. They're on their wall at home, which is kind of cool. You know, it's a document of, you know, because she had taken some pictures when she was younger, like in her 20s. And then I took some pictures of her a couple years ago, and I made a thing for her that looked like the one from the when she was in her 20s. And for me, it was, I told her, I go, document this now. Like, you know, you're 40 something years old. Like, you'll be able to look back in 20 years and go, all right, here's my 20s, here's my 40s, you know, you have something to look back on. And then your grandkids will find pictures of you when you're long dead, and they're going to be like, was this grandma? Like, so
grandma was like that.
But I do agree. Like, there's a line in the sand of what you should post and what you shouldn't. And if I go out on a date with somebody and then I find out that they're like that, I would probably not date them. And that's hypocritical because I take pictures of half naked women. But for myself, there's something about only me knowing what my mate looks like. Everyone else doesn't need to know.
Yeah.
There's a lot to that. I get you. I think, you know, there's
what else is, you know, what else is sexy is confidence. People that walk into the room and they're confident and they're assured of themselves, and they don't have to be loud. They don't have to be anything, but their confidence just walks in with them. That's super sexy.
Yeah. I think the best kind of confidence is the one that you can tell they are, but they're still friendly and open to talk to people, and you know, that kind of thing, where I've seen and confidence helpful. In people. And yeah, exactly. That's exactly it. But I've seen people where their confidence is so high that they think their shit doesn't stink, and you know, reality comes and hits those people.
Yeah. There was this woman that I worked with. She was a younger girl, and I worked with her at one of the salons, and she was beautiful. She had beautiful teeth and beautiful skin and a beautiful body and perfect hair. And she was just one of those girls you look at and go, damn, she's like a Latin Barbie. You know, she was just put together beautifully. And a lot of girls didn't like her because of her looks. But the funny thing about her was she would stop, like she would be walking down the center of the salon, and we had a long way that you could walk. They used to call it the catwalk. And
Mhm.
she would walk and look all sexy. And then she would get down on one knee and go, superstar, and then get up and just keep walking like perfectly again. And it was funny because she used to catch a lot of attention from people. And so when she walked up and down the catwalk, like everybody
Right.
was staring her, and she said it used to make her uncomfortable. So rather than be awkward, she just did something that was totally out of left field and made everybody laugh, and then she didn't have to feel so like
Awkward.
in a fishbowl sort of
Mhm.
feeling. Yeah, an awkward feeling. And that
Uh,
just to me made her so much prettier that she was like that, because she didn't take herself so seriously that she couldn't just be herself. I loved that about her.
right. I've seen people who are like exactly kind of what you're talking about, like overly pretty that don't know or don't
Yeah.
think they are. That's another wild one. Like lack of
Yeah.
confidence. Like, oh, and and again, that not that that's a turn off to me. It's just, it's kind of odd, because you're like, oh no, you're really pretty, but
Yeah.
you know, it, but that is almost like a turn on that you don't, that you're just like, oh, or because I had told somebody one time, like, oh yeah, you're really hot, and they their answer to that was, yeah, I'm okay. It's like, oh, okay, that's
Hmm.
so, but the thing of attractive and unattractive, thankfully for all of us, is really built in who we are. Um, I
Yeah.
find it I find it across the board that there are some that are for everybody. Like again, rude to people. Confidence is a big one that is super attractive to people. Um, I I
Mhm.
I like a mix of all these things, right? Where these confidence is great and not too much, and you can be loud but not overly loud. There's a few things that I like that people, in general,
Yeah.
there's there's nothing there's nothing worse than the overconfident dude who's, you know, super huge and like every woman, and you're just like, this guy's a douchebag. And I know he's on 17 steroids anyway, and you're really not that big. So I kind of giggle at people like that. Or the
Yeah.
guys that go, you don't lift. It's like, okay, whatever, dude. Um, it- I think find the things that really mean something to you in what we're talking about, and the things that are super unattractive to you, make sure you run quickly because they'll never not be not attractive to you.
Right.
Like
That's true.
it. Any last words for our
Well,
show today, there, Miss Tina?
you know, I don't know. It's funny what attracts us, and which doesn't attract us. It's vast. I mean, I could go on for days. I
Mhm.
didn't even get through a third of my list. So yeah, it could be a lot of things. So I would say just if you're trying to attract, do what you can, put your best foot forward. Other than that, like, I don't know what to tell you. This is not one
Uh,
to have a final
no,
say.
this is probably a show that we could do several times and probably will, because you're right. There's so many, and there's little things. There's like these little, like mostly
Yeah.
like little ticks. I've heard people talk about ticks or like the things that like make me want to, you know, put someone's hand on a garbage disposal. Um, like I've heard
Oh,
women that are
Jesus.
just like, I've heard women online and talking about things like, I would have dated this guy. We went out, it was really good, but he wore a brown belt. And that was like unattractive. And I
Oh,
was like, are you out of your
geez.
fucking mind? And so, the depth of some of this is a whole other monster. So I will tell you, kind of like
Right?
you said, like enjoy the things you find attractive. And if you don't find it attractive, find the ones that are, because they're probably out there.
Or check yourself because something's wrong with you.
100%. You can listen to this show pretty much anywhere, but Apple and Spotify are the biggest ones for us. And we have to thank you dearly these days because we're getting a lot of listens, and it looks like people are sharing the show and continue to do so because we appreciate it. And you can find us on all the social medias because I'm starting to post way more, and that's doing my best to get the show out there. And it's an opinion show, so don't get it twisted. Keep coming back every Wednesday. I'm Rob. That's Tina. We'll see you in a week. Bye.
See ya.